Welcome to the Rajasthan Royals Online Academy. The power play is the first 6 overs of a 2020 match. Most teams, because of the field restrictions, will be looking to maximize these first 6 overs or the first 36 balls of the game to get off to a good start. The conundrum they face, though, is that if you lose too many wickets in the first 6 overs, you can fall behind in the game. The challenge in the power play is to be aggressive, but also not to take so many risks that you lose too many wickets. You don't need to always necessarily hit over the top in the first 6 overs, but if you have skills and if you're a good batsman, as we've seen in T20, you can pierce the gaps on the ground and score runs quickly. Some teams have targets in the first 6 overs, some teams don't bother and just play it according to the nature of the wicket and what the situation demands of them. But a general principle is to try to get somewhere in the range of 45 to 50 runs without losing more than a couple of wickets at best, because if you lose anything more than that, it puts you far behind in the game and you'll not be able to maximize the death overs. In the power play, the opposition captain can only have 2 fielders outside the ring. There is still a great value for players who can play traditional cricket shots and pierce the field along the ground. Players like that become invaluable because, like we've said, if you can hit boundaries and if you can pierce the gap along the ground without taking a lot of risks and score runs quickly, that's great value to your team. Because there are only 2 fielders outside the ring, there are a lot of open spaces outside of the 30-yard circle as well. The ability to hit the ball over the top and the skill to do it against fast bowlers is also a very valuable skill in the power play. The way to play the first 6 overs is pretty situational. It depends on a variety of factors like the nature of the wicket, the kind of opposition that you're playing against, the nature of your batting, of your team, the personnel that you have in your team. Also, it could be the kind of target that if you're batting second that the opposition has set for you. There are 2 ways that captains generally approach it, or teams approach it. One is to set a target and the other one is to let the batsmen decide for themselves based on the conditions and what they see. The RR approach to that is really to leave it up to the batsmen as far as possible, because we believe at RR that we want to empower our batsmen, we want to empower our cricketers, we want them to be able to make the choices that are required. They might make the odd mistake, but we want to give them the opportunity to learn and grow and make those choices. So typically the batsmen will go out there and they will, based on the nature of the conditions that they were to experience there, decide basically what's a kind of target that they should set in the first 6 overs. With the rough outline being that we value their wickets more than the runs, because even if they fall short by the odd boundary, we can always be made up after the first 6 overs are gone. A good opening partnership is invaluable in T20 cricket, and especially to maximize the first 6 overs. If you look at good successful T20 teams, mostly both the openers, or definitely one opener, always has a good tournament or does really well. It's critical to be able to decide the risk that you're willing to take in the first 6 overs after evaluating the pitch and evaluating the opposition bowlers. Once you've quickly decided the nature of the pitch and the conditions that you're going to encounter, you can then counter-attack based on what you decide. So for example, if you were to play on a seaming wicket, it might be better to end the first 6 overs at 35 for no loss rather than aim for 50 and lose 3 or 4 wickets, which puts you out of the game. Experienced players are quickly able to decide whether a wicket is a 145 plus wicket or it's a 160 plus wicket or even a 180 plus wicket, and relay that information back to the team in the dugout as quickly as possible. So success in the power play comes down to being able to improvise and also play traditional cricketing shots. You'll now see a demo of innovative batting skills from the Rajasthan Royals batsmen in the power play.